why there is a need of separate laws for women.
Women being treated as private property of men. We got the platform through these legal rights, and women have come a long way to rural areas because they do not even know, they're not even aware of their rights, let alone they come forward and file a case. जितना NGOs ने women के लिए किया है उतना I don't think so single handedly कोई भी ऐसा civil organization या government organization नहीं कर पाया. There was army personnel who raped women who were traveling in a train.
Yes, ma'am. NGOs sometimes fail to get to the rural areas. If as far as women protection laws are concerned, as of I.
So FIR is the first thing that they should do. तो कभी-कभी पुलिस स्टेशन में इंस्पेक्टर्स वगैरह वो नहीं रजिस्टर करते हैं, वुमेन की बात नहीं जल्दी सुनते हैं. तो फिर इस चीज़ के लिए एक ज़ीरो FIR का कॉन्सेप्ट है, तो आप उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा अगर बता सके तो.
कोई भी ऑफेंस आप इंडिया के किसी भी कोने में हो, आप जाके अपने FIR दर्ज कराइए, चाहे आपका ऑफेंस कहीं भी हुआ.
Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. I am Ananja Pratap Singh of Lloyd Law College, Greater Noida, with my co-host Aroma Sharma. We are welcoming Ms. Kamna Chaudhary ma'am, who is here to discuss something regarding women protection laws and including children also. She is currently working as a legal associate in Center for WTO Studies in the Ministry of Commerce and Industries. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. Hope you enjoy the podcast.
It is my pleasure.
So, directly starting with the questions, Aroma will start with the questions.
Okay, hello ma'am. So since we are talking about women, so very general question I want to ask, that why there is a need of separate laws for women. Like we have Article 14 and it says that everyone has right to equality and every person has equal rights. Then why there is a discrimination and why women has a special laws for?
Yes. Yes, that is so true that Article 14 gives the right to equality to all the residents of India, not just citizens. But then we have Article 15, which your question should be, Article 15 says that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of sex, and they've placed this restriction. But then we have Article 15 clause 3, which says that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any special provisions for women and children. So we can understand that in the Constitution itself, women and children are a separate class, considered a separate class for whom different legislations can be made for their protection.
Okay.
Now the reason you all know, the history of patriarchy.
That was actually my next question.
Okay,
that yes, India and government of India has made special laws for women and children. But what is the actual need of those laws? If in India we see different activities, but can you please specify the social issues or the legal aids that women and children get?
Okay, so I think children need special protection because of the age group, right? They have not attained that amount of maturity, and a society as such, they have decided together that this is 18 years of age is the age where children will attain maturity and they can take their own decisions. They have that maturity. So as a society together, they have decided that okay, we'll protect children, and that's why we'll make special laws for them. They need special protection, even for their trial, right? Even if they are offenders in any case, we have a separate trial procedure for them. Okay? We have a separate act for them. We'll put them not in jails, but in protection care. We'll put them in care houses, right?
Yes.
Because they're the future of our country. Then women, of course, it's not about women. It's about the history of patriarchy and history of oppression. For so many years, imagine what law gave women. From women being treated as private property of men to women owning private property, and then in 2005 we have Hindu Succession Acts amendment, where women have the right, women are made co-partners in their ancestral property. So this is what law has done for women, right? Who gave these rights to women? Who put that ladder in front of women to give us equal treatment, equal standing with men? Law. And therefore we need it. The history, women for so many years were not even allowed to get education, let alone do anything, leave their houses, right?
Yes,
so law had to give these special provisions so that there can be an equal standing. We got the platform through these legal rights, and women have come a long way.
Very true.
Yeah. So, ma'am, as you said that there are legal rights and there is a law that helps women to get the justice. So, there are two classes, middle class and lower class. So, middle class के लिए तो it's easy to get rights and lawyers को attain करना और legal aid लेना. But what about the women? Women of lower class, like how the legal aid service is helping them, and what are the accessible things that they are getting?
Majorly, how
with
can
that?
women access the legal aid services, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, our Legal Service Authority Act 1987, it gives the right to free legal aid to all women and children. Okay? So yes, you're right. There's a difference between urban and rural areas, and women. Even the data which we get is not accurate for rural areas because they do not even know. They're not even aware of their rights. Let alone they come forward and file a case. Hitting women, they tolerate so much beatings in rural areas compared to urban areas because they think in rural areas the culture is such that it is normal.
Yes,
So I think now again laws are there in this case. I think access to legal aid for women, it's clearly written. There are so many provisions even in CRPC. When you're going there, you have for example, women, even if you're an offender, then you cannot stay at the police office after 7 p.m. You have to always have a accompanying women police officer with you. So law is there. I think implementation is lacking or the legal awareness is missing, and the societal cultural behaviors has to change more than what is given in the law. Because so Legal Aid Service Act, it clearly says that women have the right to access legal aid, and children too.
Yes, ma'am. My question to your point that they don't have legal awareness. So how are NGOs, if NGOs are working for women and children, how are they helping them to get legal aid services?
Yes, that's a very good question. Because जितना NGOs ने women के लिए किया है, उतना I don't think so single-handedly कोई भी ऐसा civil organization या government organization नहीं कर पाया. For example, let's take the biggest case, Vishaka guidelines जो आई. Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan. ठीक है. क्या हुआ था उसमें? बनवारी देवी का gang rape हुआ था at workplace, right? When she was trying to stop child marriage. What is Vishaka? Vishaka is an NGO.
Yes, ma'am.
जिसने बनवारी देवी और आपको मैं बताऊँ अभी भी the people who committed that heinous crime, they're not behind bars because at trial the court dismissed the case because they had lack of evidence, and all the the people perpetrators, they were even given a lesser charge with a lesser offense, or they were acquitted. But Vishaka took that case to the Supreme Court, and now if we have protection of sexual harassment at workplace, it is because of that NGO.
Yeah.
Look at the role, even in 1990s, the role NGOs were playing in women empowerment.
Exactly.
Right, and then NAS Foundation versus NCT of Delhi. NAS Foundation, that case wherein Section 377 was held unconstitutional.
Yeah.
This was initially when Section 377 IPC was held unconstitutional, that India then allowed same-sex couples, consensual sex was allowed. NAS Foundation again is an NGO.
Yeah.
Yes. So these are the cases. And then there was another case, Delhi Domestic Working Women's Forum versus Union of India. So this Delhi Domestic Workers Forum is another NGO. What happened in this case was there was army personnel who raped domestic workers traveling in a train. And these domestic workers, they were not ready to come in front of the court. They were not ready to file any kind of charges. And then this forum, took up their case and came in front of the court and asked for justice. This is the kind of impact civil society can make, because civil society has the vote of the public behind them.
Yes, ma'am. NGOs sometimes fail to get to the rural areas. If as far as women protection laws are concerned, as of I.
This is your opinion, but then Vishaka case is what? Is it a rural area?
Yeah, exactly. That was my question. In the like on your that point that legal awareness वाला जो point था.
Yes.
In that point, on that point, this was my question. So yeah, next question, please.
So we can conclude with the answer of ma'am that NGOs are very helpful for the women to protect their laws, right?
Yeah.
So ma'am, my next question is, what protections exist for women facing domestic violence?
Yes, so you all know that 2005 में Domestic Violence Act आया, जिसके तहत we have now statutory framework to help women who are facing domestic violence.
Yeah.
Then we have so many schemes of government also. We have shelters for women who are, facing abuse at their household. And it's not just your husband who can be charged under the DV Act. It could also be your in-laws or relatives under the Domestic Violence Act.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, of course, workplace.
So what do you think that what special legislation protection acts are available for women in India?
So let's start from international perspective. ठीक है? We have this CEDAW, जिसको बोलते हैं, which is Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. ठीक है? ये एक इंटरनेशनल ट्रीटी है 1979 की, जो यूनाइटेड नेशंस जनरल असेंबली ने अडॉप्ट करी हुई है और इंडिया इसकी सिग्नेटरी है. ठीक है, एंड वी हैव रैटिफाइड इट, वी आर द सिग्नेटरी टू दिस कन्वेंशन. इसके तहत बहुत सारे लेजिस्लेशंस आए इंडिया में इसके बाद जो स्पेसिफिकली वुमेन को केटर करते थे. ऐसे ही चाइल्ड राइट्स कन्वेंशन है जो यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने अडॉप्ट करा हुआ है, विच इज़ ऑफ 1989. उसके भी इंडिया सिग्नेटरी है और हमने उसको रैटिफाई करा हुआ है. ठीक है, उसके बाद भी बहुत सारे एक्ट्स हैं. सो अब you can actually compartmentalize the special legislations for women. For example, if we talk about bodily autonomy, okay, we talk about abortion rights.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have preconception, prenatal diagnostic techniques act. We have maternity benefit act. We have medical termination of pregnancy act. Okay. So these are the acts specifically brought in for women abortion rights. Now, US, the biggest democracy in India, the biggest democracy in the world, has taken away the right of abortion from women. They have overturned Roe versus Wade. But India, I'm very proud to say this, that India, we allow abortion till 22 weeks. 24 weeks. It's legal, it is allowed, and even after that, it can be allowed if the circumstances suggest so. So in the case of X versus Principal Secretary का केस था, जहाँ पर there was this person, this woman, she was living in a live-in relationship, Manipur से वो थी, and she was not in any situation to carry a child. Yeah. But उसकी pregnancy, it had reached a very critical stage, 24 weeks से भी ज़्यादा हो गए, and then पूरी medical board बैठी थी, and they looked at the circumstances. And of course, उसके बाद it was allowed. Abortion was even allowed after 24 weeks in this case.
Okay.
And Maternity Benefit Act, women को workforce में अगर लाना है, so you have to provide adequate child care facilities. Otherwise, exactly. How will we, balance the double burden, which is upon women?
Maternity leave वगैरह जैसे वो मिलता है अलग से.
Yes, now every woman can get 26 weeks maternity benefit, which is one of the highest in the world. And imagine women when they, for example, look at me. Okay, I'm 27. I'm at this juncture where I have to decide. My career moves will decide my family life, which should not be the case, yes, right? For men, it's so easy because primary childcare burden is not on them. Society expects you to take in that role. So that is why, the Nordic countries and US, the developed countries, the childcare system is exceptional, yes, right? They have these, even in very big organizations, they have crèche system facilities available, which are top notch. And you can have, as per as your spending capacity, you have it in every way. You want to spend less, you can spend less. You want to spend more, you can spend.
Very precisely answered, ma'am. Now I understand why special laws are there for the women. Yes. Okay. So the next question is, ma'am, how can women can reach out to the legal aid and can report the workplace harassment or dowry harassment kind of activities, if you can specifically derive.
सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट ऑफ वुमेन इन वर्क प्लेस एक्ट आया हुआ है आफ्टर विशाखा गाइडलाइंस, पॉश गाइडलाइंस. तो आई थिंक इफ़ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग 10 से ज़्यादा अगर आपके एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं तो आपको एक इंटरनल कंप्लेंट्स कमेटी बनानी पड़ेगी, ठीक है, विच इज़ मैंडेटेड अंडर दिस प्रिवेंशन ऑफ वर्क प्लेस सेक्शुअल हरासमेंट एक्ट. आपको एक कमेटी बनानी पड़ेगी जिसके अंडर अगर कोई भी आप एनोनिमसली भी अपनी हरासमेंट रिपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. तो कमेटी बैठेगी एंड ऑफ कोर्स दोनों पहलू सुने जाएंगे एंड देन द कमेटी विल ऑल्सो, उसका जो कमेटी का कॉम्पोजिशन है वो भी एक्ट में बता रखा है, बिकॉज दैट कैन नॉट बी बायस्ड, यू नो, दैट हैज़ टू इन्वॉल्व people who can be non-biased or who are not related to this the organization.
Authorities.
पूरे वही हैं, but then again I think there are so many women who complain that the internal complaints committee was biased towards them, but then you always have Article 226 and Article 32. Right to constitutional remedies is the heart, soul of fundamental rights.
Ma'am, can you please specify something about dowry harassment, if you can?
डाउरी हरासमेंट भी डाउरी प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट है 1961 का, बहुत पुराना एक्ट है. एंड डाउरी इज़ नॉट अलाउड इन इंडिया, इट इज़ इलीगल. कोई भी अगर आपको दिखता है डाउरी करते हैं आप कंप्लेन कर सकते हैं, इवन इफ यू डोंट हैव लोकल स्टैंड आई. एंड अगर आप खुद ही विक्टिम है तो आप ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन अप्रोच द कोर्ट.
So FIR is the first thing that they should do. तो कभी कभी पुलिस स्टेशन में इंस्पेक्टर्स वगैरह वो नहीं रजिस्टर करते हैं, वुमेन की बात नहीं जल्दी सुनते हैं. तो फिर इस चीज़ के लिए एक ज़ीरो FIR का कॉन्सेप्ट है, तो आप उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा अगर बता सके तो.
निर्भया केस आप सबको ही पता है, ठीक है. उस केस के बाद रिकॉग्नाइज हुआ था कि ज़ीरो FIR की इम्पोर्टेंस समझ ही गई थी बाय कोर्ट, बाय यू नो द जूरिस्प्रूडेंस चेंज हुआ एंड दे टॉक्ड अबाउट ज़ीरो FIR. ज़ीरो FIR क्या है कि बिकॉज हर थाने का एक अपना एरिया होता है, ठीक है. तो इफ़ दैट ऑफेंस हैज़ नॉट हैपन इन योर एरिया देन यू आर नॉट द इंचार्ज ऑफ दैट ऑफेंस, ठीक है. कहीं और आप रजिस्टर करके आइए जिस एरिया में, और बहुत टाइम तो यही चलता रहता है कि आप हमारे थाने में नहीं आते, आप हमारे थाने में तो वहाँ जाके रजिस्टर करिए. तो ज़ीरो FIR का कॉन्सेप्ट अब वैसे बता दूं मैं, नया जो CRPC आया है BNSS, उसमें स्टैट्यूटरी रिकग्निशन ज़ीरो FIR को मिल चुकी है. पहले इट वॉज जस्ट अ कॉन्सेप्ट, जुडिशल कॉन्सेप्ट, नाउ इट हैज़ बीन रेड इन द स्टैट्यूट. तो उसका मतलब ये होता है दैट एनीवेयर इन इंडिया वी विल फॉर फाइलिंग ऑफ केसेस, एनी काइंड ऑफ सेक्शुअल हरासमेंट का कोई केस हुआ, विमेन का कोई केस हुआ, चिल्ड्रन का कोई केस, कोई भी ऑफेंस आप इंडिया के किसी भी कोने में हो, आप जाके अपने FIR दर्ज कराइए, चाहे आपका ऑफेंस कहीं भी हुआ हो, इट डज नॉट मैटर. जुरिडिक्शन को बढ़ा दिया, एक थाने के एरिया को ले जाके पूरे इंडिया को, टेरिटरी को कंसिडर कर लिया, विच इज़ नेसेसरी, ठीक है, बिकॉज ऑफ सो मच मूवमेंट ऑफ पीपल अराउंड. एंड अगर हम इन्हीं चीज़ों में फंसे रहेंगे, प्रोसीजरल टेक्निकलिटीज़ में फंसे रहेंगे, देन हाउ विल वी गिव the right which we have substantially provided? How will the real actualization of rights happen?
Okay.
You know, procedural technicalities should never come in the way of getting justice to people.
Exactly. And ma'am, any recent judgment which has derived any right to equality in the recent times, if there is any recent judgment?
Yes, so आप देखो ट्रिपल तलाक जजमेंट आपको पता होगी, बिल्कुल रीसेंट, बहुत फेमस. 3 बार आप तलाक बोलोगे और मुस्लिम लॉ में कंसिडर्ड था कि आदमी को ही राइट है, 3 बार तलाक बोलते ही डिवोर्स माना जाएगा, ठीक है. प्रैक्टिस कब से चली जा रही है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल, इलीगल. इंडियन लॉ विल नॉट कंसिडर दिस एज अ मोड ऑफ डिवोर्स, ठीक है. उसके तुरंत बाद आपका मुस्लिम विमेन प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ राइट्स ऑन मैरिज एक्ट 2019 भी आया, जिसमें बोला गया ट्रिपल तलाक इज़ इलीगल, एंड अगर आप वो करेंगे तो क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस चार्जेस आपके अगेंस्ट लगेंगे. इट्स अ क्रिमिनल रॉन्ग. साबरीमाला जजमेंट आप देखिए. साबरीमाला विमेन एंट्री, विमेन ऑफ मेंस्ट्रुअल एज वर नॉट अलाउड एंट्री इनटू द साबरीमाला टेम्पल, and the judgment, but it is under review now. We cannot talk about that because it is under review with a higher strength bench.
But at least it is in the way of getting justice, because ma'am, women should be allowed to enter Sabrimala temple. That this cannot be any. I think we should not give any.
Again,
opinion.
India is so complex.
Yes,
it is so diverse that so the logic behind why they did not allow women of menstrual age. I know, I understand. But from the religious morality point of view, like why they want to do that? what is the reason behind it?
Yes, ma'am.
It could hurt so many sentiments of people, you know, their beliefs and their identities. Religion is so rooted in our identities that it is a very tricky topic.
Yeah.
And we cannot, yes, I understand, we're moving towards, you know, we're transformative constitutionalism, where we're trying to, you know, adopt our constitution to the newer lens, from the modern perspective. But then we have to balance it. The line is very thin. Ultimately, it should never be extremes. It always has to be a balance. And balance banate, we are moving forward, and that should be done. Because what if, even if, you know, even after जब women को allow कर दिया गया, Supreme Court ने allow करा कि आप it is allowed. Even then, people were not letting women visit the temples. There was so much police force, you know, that is, in effect, will that happen? That is why I'm saying the line is so blurred that we have to, you know, take everyone together.
Okay.
And then recent case, बबीता पुनिया का केस आया जिसमें विमेन को आर्मी में अलाउ करा गया कि आप परमानेंट कमीशन की नौकरियां ले सकते हैं, ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Because women have to be pushed in armed forces. There's so many, and now I see the change, you know. There are students I meet and they will be like, oh, I want to join the armed forces. Women
Yeah.
saying that in rural areas actually.
It's so proud actually, ma'am.
Yes, that's a thing we should look forward. Now, when I see movies of, you know, Israel and foreign countries, like I think even in Turkey, there's so many women force in the army,
Yeah.
है ना? So I think India also बढ़ रहे हैं, but then they need to, if they're serving for 14 years, which is short service commission, then why not the permanent commission? Why they cannot be given permanent commission or a working period for, you know, even, do you know any women general of India? No, right? Like, when will they get the higher posts? We have to break that glass ceiling.
Actually, women getting uplifted for the work, for the job, and protecting them in the workplace is the work for the work of the law and legal aspects and legal aid also. So that's why. Okay, next question, please.
So, ma'am, my last question is, why was there a need for community service as punishment for women? Like in recent, in past year when the new laws were released, so there was one more punishment added, that is community service. So why there is a need of that?
Okay, community service is a concept जो पहले भी एग्जिस्ट करता था, बट इट वॉज नॉट रिटन एग्जैक्टली एक्सप्रेसली नहीं लिखा हुआ था हमारे लेजिस्लेशन में. देयर वर डिफरेंट मोड्स ऑफ पनिशमेंट एंड दिस मोड वाज नॉट एक्सप्लिसिटली रिटन. अब BNS में जो नया IBC आया है उसमें ऐड कर दिया गया है. दिस अ सिक्स्थ मोड ऑफ पनिशमेंट इज कम्युनिटी सर्विस, जो कि आप, इट्स सो पॉपुलर इन पॉप कल्चर. आप US की TV सीरीज देखोगे, यू कैन सी पीपल डूइंग कम्युनिटी सर्विस फॉर वेरी, बट दिस इज ओनली फॉर क्राइम्स विच आर नॉट, यू नो, यू हैव कमिटेड एनी क्राइम विच इज़ very frivolous, right? It's not that heinous. Then you can of course serve your community, and you know, whatever you have harm you have done, just undo it. It's something like that. You're giving something back to the society which you have taken in a way which was not legal. Now you're giving back to the community. And I think it is not specifically for women offences. I think women mein to heinous crimes, it's not even allowed. But it is in general. In general, it is accepted mode of service now, which is good. I think it's a different way of.
My opinion in this is a little controversial because community service is the thing which we do from our heart. Community service as a punishment, I don't think is so good.
Maybe,
I don't
ma'am, I think it works in rehabilitating the prisoners, like when they will come back to the society. So it also works as a therapy for them कि वो थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि अगर वो जेल से अगर बाहर आ रहे हैं तो देयर शुड बी पर्टिकुलर माइंडसेट कि वो दोबारा उस सोसाइटी में अच्छे से रह सके, वरना they will be called as criminals for the lifetime.
But I think this community service is not like, if you will not go to jail if you're given this mode of punishment. It is basically looking from the point of view of reformative theory of justice. Like you're trying to reform the person, you're trying to, yes. So वो heart नहीं है initially, but you're trying to bring that heart in it.
इसमें जेल मतलब विजिट नहीं करते prisoners जो community service करते हैं वो.
It could be if मेरी community service can take any role, like it's so general. Now if उसमें आपके जेल visits हैं तो आप जा सकते हैं, but इनिशियली मैंने बोला था कि वो जेल जाना विच इज़ इम्प्रिजनमेंट, इज़ इट सेपरेट मोड ऑफ पनिशमेंट? तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि क्लब हो गया कम्युनिटी सर्विस इम्प्रिजनमेंट, या फिर आपको इम्प्रिजनमेंट मिली ही नहीं, आपको सिर्फ कम्युनिटी सर्विस मिली, सो इट कुड टेक एनी फॉर्म, बट कम्युनिटी सर्विस इज ओनली फॉर frivolous matters.
Okay, thank you so much for discussing these whole things with us, ma'am. Ma'am, in just 2-3 lines, can you please explain that what is legal aid and how can people access legal aid and who can access legal aid?
Okay, women and children can definitely access legal aid. वैसे जो लीगल सर्विस अथॉरिटी एक्ट है, आप उसको खोल के देखिए, उसमें पूरी लिस्ट है एक्चुअली, एन्यूमरेटेड लिस्ट ऑफ पीपल हु कैन गेट फ्री लीगल एड. उसमें मॉनिटरी डिमार्केशंस भी हैं, कम्युनिटी वाइज, कास्ट वाइज डिमार्केशंस भी हैं, बट women and children definitely get have the right to access free legal aid. अब रही बात लीगल एड की, तो लीगल एड मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि यू डोंट इवन नीड एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर दैट. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम लॉ स्कूल्स, इमेजिन द वर्क यू आर डूइंग. दिस इज लीगल एड, दिस इज लीगल एड एट द ग्रास रूट्स. यू हैव डन jail visits, you have went to villages and understood their problems, interacted with them and tried to help them. This is legal aid. Any person trying to influence and use their power, their knowledge in any possible way, that is legal aid. And I think this is how change will come. For example, I think your college is also in talks to adopt a village, right? And then we as lawyers, what we will do? We will provide legal aid, pro bono work. So हर इंसान का, हर कम्युनिटी का, हर प्रोफेशनल का एक फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि वो वापस कम्युनिटी को कुछ दे. ठीक है, दिस इज़ द हाईएस्ट एक्ट ऑफ सर्विस. थैंक यू. हाईएस्ट एक्ट ऑफ गॉड इज सर्विस, महात्मा गांधी ने बोला था. ठीक है, एंड दिस इज़ व्हाट लीगल एड इज़. अगर आप जूरिस्प्रूडेंशियल कॉन्सेप्ट से पूछोगे मुझसे, तो लीगल सबको पता है, लीगल सर्विस एक्ट है आपके पास. आप जाइए किसी भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट लीगल अथॉरिटी में, आपकी सुनवाई होगी, आपको फ्री लीगल एड मिलेगा, आपको लॉयर मिलेगा, वकील मिलेगा, आपकी हेल्प करेंगे, सब कुछ. बट वी एज पीपल, वी एज लॉयर्स हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट लीगल एड कैन टेक एनी वे, इन एनी